Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of cheer what we're listening to when we speak. How a listener hears what we're saying. If what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to the Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Welcome, good evening. Welcome to the Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges. That would be me. Here's hoping you have had a wonderful first of the week and that now we are in the middle of the week. You are ready for the weekend, baby. Yeah? I hope so. Anyway, this live stream is about talking, and I think the title of this live stream is something similar to, let's see, what did I call it? Making it happen, or doing something about it. And I guess I'm going to get into that in a little bit and tell you what I'm going to be getting into. Anyway, let's see, who do I have with me? Do I have anyone? Looks like nobody's here, which is going to be good. I do have a caller standing by, and another one that's kind of sort of tentative that's going to be with me. I'm in my makeshift studio back at the Hollywood Home Studio, but in a different room of the Hollywood Home Studio. It's cool. Yeah. Just feeling myself a little bit right now. Kind of wishing that my moderators were here to tell me everything was okay, because I don't always know. I think I can see that I am on, and that's good. And the music has stopped. And I'm going to get going in just a little bit. I'm going to talk about something a little different and a little serious tonight. In case you didn't know, I've been away for a little while and I've been busy doing stuff. I'm going to talk a little bit about it tonight, and it's going to be serious. Hey, Kimberly, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. This live stream is entitled SWYM. It's the acronym for Say What You Mean. I am that guy who believes in talking. Not too much, maybe too much sometimes. My friend Beverly used to tell me, don't talk so much. But that was another time, and I really do appreciate it right now. But anyway. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little, she says she can hear and see me. That's good. It's going to be interesting. I do have music tonight. Let's see how it works. Let's see if I can get my theme stuff going. It's going to be good tonight. I've been listening to my favorite YouTubers, and when they have dead air or they're doing something that's not interesting, I kind of fast forward and turn from it. So If you're doing that to me, I understand, because not everybody is into everything all the time. But I do have 4 people with me tonight. I don't know who you are, but it's okay. I'm going to give you what I've got, and it will be my best. Last year was amazing in a lot of ways. Amazing doesn't mean that it was good. It's just so many things when the year started out that happened later in the year that I had no expectation of, that I had to embrace. Of course, COVID was a great deal of most of that, but there were quite a few other things that I had to deal with, and we're almost to the end of this year, and I am so looking forward to next year and whatever it may bring. I'm going to get my caller on the line, and then I'm just going to jump right into it. I don't know how long it's going to be tonight. I'm waiting on another confirmation before I get on with my other caller, but it's going to be deep. Let me see if I can get my caller on. Don't start, and now you find a way to make it now. You got to find a way, what you won't say. Make up. Don't start your eyes, and now you find a way to make it back. Okay, hold on. Oh, man. Some people stop at nothing. Oh, wow, look at that.
Hello.
Hey, you.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. It's good to be good. You ready to talk to me?
I'm ready.
It's going to be deep tonight. You ready for the depthness?
I hope so. I don't know how deep it's going to be, but we'll see how ready I am.
It's going to be deep. Trust me. Anyway,
okay.
I'll start by saying this is one of those nights that I wish my mother was here. And you are in no ways anything like my mother, but you are a very dear friend of mine. And I thank you for being my friend throughout the years. And you've been kind of good to me. You've been all right. I appreciate it. But what I'm going to jump on tonight is kind of sort of on the heavy side. I want to talk about it. Hang on.
Okay.
Where's my stuff, man? Oh, here it is. Have to get it back. Anyway. Wow. I've been writing a book. You know that. I went away to work on my CD project, and of course, the CD project took a back seat to my book because it was just consuming a lot of my time, and I wanted to, like I do everything else, do my best. So I dedicated the majority of my summer and my time abroad to my book, and right now I am editing, and I'm in a good place, and I'm happy about it. But as I start to read and edit, man, some of the stuff I can't say I don't remember, but I was just pouring myself out. That is like when I read it now, it's like I'm reading somebody else's story. And it's interesting. I'm, almost in tears when I read some stuff, and then I'm mad when I read some stuff. I'm excited, when I read some stuff, but it's been good that I've been able to reflect, especially after going through my emotional transformation just prior to that. But I had been planning to take that journey for some time, and some unforeseen circumstances, happened at the end of the year. And after that, blew over, I was like, man, I'm out of here. So I took off and I went. And I spent the better part of the summer out of the country. And people ask me often, why Colombia? Why did you go way over across, the pond and didn't have any family or any friends? You knew nobody. I don't really have a lot of answers, but my answers would be something in regards to, well, Canada's too cold. Africa's too far. I always wanted to go to Australia, but they have some things going on over there that I don't think I want to. I wanted to visit Haiti and Colombia, but it's like, no, they're kind of too close. And I wanted to learn a foreign language. And since I've been in South Florida for a long, long time, I thought Spanish would be the language that I would learn. And I looked at all the dialects, and the Colombians seemed to speak a little more clear that I could understand, or at least get that rhythm down. So I thought I would go over there, not to mention the weather is not too cold and not too hot where I ended up anyway. And the main thing that it was only a 3-hour flight from wheels up to wheels down, so I could get back quickly if I need to. So yes, it was amazing, and it was scary at sometimes, but I know I had the angels of God surrounded me, and it worked out pretty good. So now I'm back, and I'm working on some other things, to maybe even go back. But with that being said, I want to talk about, my experience, and it's kind of sort of touching. So I hope you're going to be ready for this. You ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Going to a foreign country was indeed scary. But when I think about what I got most out of it and why I want to return, I'm that kid who never really wanted to leave the front yard. I knew I wasn't going to stay in my hometown. So I had to get out of there if I wanted to be, because I was ambitious. I wanted to do some things, and I just could not stay there because I knew that I would outgrow that place very quickly. So I moved a couple different times, including, South Florida for the longest. But this time was a little different. It's like, okay, there's something else out there for me, and I've got to go and see what it is. So for the last few years, I started planning this. But what I noticed the most going there was how I felt. And I think about the good old USA. It's where I'm born and where I was reared and raised. And I'm proud to be an American. But there are some things about my country that I'm not so proud of, that I live and experience every day. My country was built on slavery and racism. And I believe, based on my research and the history that I've been able to get a hold of, it was built on the backs of what would be considered my ancestors, or people that look like me. And that energy, that spirit, that vibe, that DNA even, is still in a lot of people that live like me, that look like me. And we can't really get away from it. Until maybe 30 or 40 years ago, racism was thick and it was heavy. But let's just say a little after the 70s or so, late 60s or 70s, it started to taper off, and you started to see people that look like me in different positions. And I guess enough so that, we could feel that, my ancestors, or my people, so to speak, black people, did make some advancements. So, it's kind of hard to talk about. You can't use, what they call now the race card. You can't say, okay, well, I'm being discriminated against because this, that, or the other. I mean, you can do it, but it's not popular to do that. You'll get accused for using the race card, or you'll get accused of just whining and moaning and complaining Because the truth in the matter is, I am healthy. I do have a home. I do have a car. No one's selling my family and beating us. We're not having to pick cotton in the field. However, as a man of color, there are some things that I notice and that I feel. Maybe some of them I discovered as my own insecurities, but there's still quite a bit of systematic, discrimination that goes on that I feel. And whether I talk about it every day or ever talk about it again, it exists. You can see it in a lot of things that I won't go into. And I'm kind of saying all that to get to my point. When I went out of the country, and I was amongst people that I couldn't even speak the same language. But what I saw, the mountains, the hills, the peaks, the valleys there, the greenery, the trees, the different even shades of people that were, of the same ethnicity. I didn't feel what's deep in the core of my DNA. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm even complaining now. But there was a different level of freedom that I experienced there in my soul that I don't experience. And I was able to come back. Fortunately, I got some opportunities to work, and I was able to come back. And when I would come back, I would feel something turn on, and then I would go back and it would turn off. And I can't explain it. Probably going to need some more therapy to get through what it is I've been experiencing. And let me just say, for the most part, and thanks for letting me get all this out, I'm okay. I'm not tripping or anything. It's just, an experience that some things I'm writing about in my book that's going to be, I'm working on still. But I want to get to the point of, why maybe I feel that way. Being over there amongst that culture, I realized that there was no slave history the way I know it here. I don't know what they have because I don't know a lot about their culture, but I didn't see any cotton fields. I didn't see anything that reminded me of what my country is built on. I was there on the 4th of July, and there was no 4th of July there. I'm sure they have their version of independence, but there was no slavery. There's no Jim Crow. There's no civil rights, like we have here in the USA. There's no MLK Day, no Malcolm X's, and none of that. Not that that's bad, because I'm grateful to even be a part of, the remnants of that. It made me who I am, and I'm okay. But just knowing that when someone black or non-black American would look at me or would speak to me, I wouldn't feel the root of what I believe our country is built on and what I feel in my DNA. Again, I do have some insecurities, but getting past even the insecurities, I didn't feel that. And maybe it was because it's just not there. And I'm sure, spending more time there, I will find some of the things that even some of the natives there complain about, because you will find many people from other countries are doing all they can to get to the USA. And I'm not complaining about my country, because I do believe, we are the greatest country in the world. We have our good, bad, and ugly, just like, other people. And I'm a little biased because I am an American, and I'm proud to be an American. But again, what I felt there, what I experienced was something different. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it and get some feedback from you or whoever I was able to get as my guest today. Anthony Morrow is with me. Hey, Anthony, and at least 5 other people. So I'm talking about my experience abroad over the last few months and being back, and now even having the desire to go and be amongst that again. So I don't know if you have any questions, and maybe this won't be as bad as I thought it was. I thought I would get to talk a whole lot more, but I would love to hear, your feedback on that, and maybe even answer some questions, because I'm definitely not done with this. I'm calling this segment "Making It Happen," instead of sitting here and whining and complaining about how unfair it is, being here, what I'm doing about it is trying to spend more time there. I've heard people say, if you don't like this country, leave. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, where would I go? Well, having the opportunity as of late, it's like, well, maybe I can go somewhere else. And, where maybe I'm, I feel a little better, because I'm not going to say anybody's treating me any bad. So I don't want to send that message. But I did feel a little different, being there and coming back and forth. It's like I think I want to spend some more time there. So I'm gonna go and do it. Instead of complaining, I am going to leave. And no, I'm not going back to Africa, as I've been threatened to say, well, go back, or go back to where you came from, wherever that is. I'm going to spend some more time, and maybe I'll feel different. I don't know. Maybe I'll write about that. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking and give you the opportunity to say something. And I hope you do have something to say. Thank you again for being my guest tonight. I really appreciate it. So you're on.
Well, I do, and I totally understand with you wanting to have a different place to kind of refresh and renew your spirit. I think that's a good thing. However, I do remember when you were first going down there, us having a conversation about the civil unrest that was happening in Colombia, and the airport being bombed and things like that, and being scared for your safety when you went. So I think every country has their issues and their concerns. They may not have had slavery as we know it, but there certainly is issues in the country. But if you feel renewed and refreshed in that environment, then that's where you need to go and where you need to be to have your spirit lifted. I think that's a wonderful thing. But I don't think that it's the country. I think it's it's your feeling there, and I agree with you that it is inside of our DNA what happened with our ancestors, and the things that have we've actually assumed some of those fears and some of those traumas, and it does become part of our DNA. There's been scientific studies that show that. So taking going to a new place and experiencing new things and learning new cultures I think is a good thing. And I think if it renews your spirits and lifts you up, then you should do it. But I don't think it's the U.S. that is causing you to feel oppressed. I think it's, I think, you can make it anywhere that you want to be. And if you wanted to be here, I think that you would find a way and you would figure out how to, have the same renewed spirit. But, just going away and experiencing that, I think will lead you to a path where you can find that zone.
Well,
because you may not have been able to find it here.
Well, you're right. Life is what you make it, and I've been okay. I've been even in South Florida for a very, very long time, and I've enjoyed my time here. And I have no intentions of actually leaving for good. I have a plan. I want to stay for a little while and just see if what I experienced was maybe just something in my head, or maybe if it is something real. I don't know. Again, like you said, there's some civil unrest in that country, tons of it, just like here. And, you weren't the only one that asked me about that. Many people ask me about the things that they show, particularly on the news. And one of my responses to one person was like, if you watch the news the day that our Capitol was bum rushed by the people who went inside the White House and was sitting at the desk in the Oval Office taking pictures, and they were really, it was rowdy. If you look at some of those things, those same things go on everywhere. I try to do the best I can to, to be kind and, nice to people, and I just, try to stay away from anything that is, I don't know. I don't even have a word for it, because people do what they do, for their own reasons. And I'm not going to knock anybody. Somebody felt like they needed to go in the White House and tear it up, and someone needs to, do something else. I'm not approving any of that in any kind of way. I'm definitely not knocking it. I just hope that, I can just stay clear of any kind of confusion. But with that being said, it's a beautiful place. I didn't realize how flat and plain Florida was till I saw so much greenery, so much hills, and I just don't have words.
The picture you sent are beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, there was really, really nice, just everything that I experienced, the food, the people, and they were, really cool people, just like here. People are nice to me here. It's just I want to try something different. So thank you for being with me on that. I appreciate it. Any questions you want to ask me about that experience? Come on, have something. You acting all kind of laid back tonight. Talk to me.
No, I guess I don't really have a lot of questions. I think, I definitely did not understand why you wanted to go there at all in the beginning, but, like we discussed before, that comes from some stuff in my past that I don't want to talk about on here, but it, kind of puts me in a weird space when, talking about that place. But,
is it that bad? How bad is it? You said you don't feel good about talking about it. What do you mean? We're just kind of talking, it's cool, I'm not mad at anybody.
No, we talked about the video and my ex and all that stuff, and I don't want to air that on here.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we'll keep that on. We'll keep that on. That's between you and them folks. Something I was just getting ready to say. Gosh, I just had a brain freeze. Wow. Anyway. As soon as I let you go, I'm going to think about it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to spending more time there. I'm looking forward to just, enjoying the rest of my life. I lost my former spouse like a year ago. I've been single for a long time, but we were really close. She was my closest friend, like family. And that just kind of gave me a freedom to go on and move. I don't have any other close family here. My family in Carolina and my other brothers and sisters, they're spread out everywhere. So I don't have anything. I work for myself for the most part, and I can play a saxophone anywhere. I can produce, my scripts, my radio spots. I can do that from anywhere. So there's nothing that's just making me stay here. And I just kind of want to do something different. And, I'm not 25 anymore. I'm not even 35. I might not even be 45. But, if I was ever going to do anything different, this would just be that time, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to roll the dice, and I believe it's not even going to be anything close to a gamble. I have some plans and things that I'm going to do, and I'm looking forward to it. And if and when I do get over there and spend a little more time, I hope some of my family and friends will come and experience it and visit. I don't plan on staying forever or for too long, but just a little bit more time, because it was just too good. And since I've been told to get out, then if I didn't like some things, then I'm gonna see. A guy came to do some work today, and he was from Venezuela. And I was talking to him about my experience. And he said, that's crazy, man. You know, people in Colombia want to come here. And what do you mean you want to go there? And I was like, well, you know, that's how it is. Sometimes we want what we can't have, and we don't always appreciate what we have. And that's not my case at all. I'm proud to be an American. I love the USA. And I'm not trying to get away and because it's just so bad, because it's not bad. It's just a different place that I had that I enjoyed, and I want to try again. People were really cool to me, and they were nice, and I just want to go visit again. That's all. So there we go. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Before I do, let's just see if my other caller is available. And I don't think so. My caller will say, why didn't you just call me? I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, thank you for being with me. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. I think she says, are you calling me, and what is the subject? Maybe I do have enough time. I'm going to let you go, though, and I'm going to see if I can get her on the phone. So with that being said, thank you so much. Any last thoughts, views, comments, anything before I go? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good night, and thanks.
Okay. All right. You too.
Bye. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back, and I'm going to get my other caller on. I'm going to finish this out. This is SWYM. It's the acronym for Say What You Mean. And I'm saying what I mean, just in a different way. So do me a favor, hold the spot you got. I'll be right back.
Mighty Horn Music. Mighty Horn Music.
As time draws near and you plan your social events, call Mighty Horn Music for a party you and your friends will never forget. From banquets, receptions, family reunions, and church functions to birthday, executive, or private parties, Mighty Horn delivers. Event packages include live musicians, psalmists, comedians, clowns, and a karaoke show that's guaranteed to make you laugh. Mighty Horn Music specializes in providing a variety of music to keep your guests going for hours. Mighty Horn Music. Let us create a custom sound for your special event. From start to finish, Mighty Horn Music will plan your theme, decorate, cater, and entertain your guests with class and style. This year, make your events live with Mighty Horn Music. Call 786-487-7338, 786-487-7338, or log on to mightyhornmusic.com and let's party.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter we experience. If any part of the body is threatened, the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Well, that same command is also deployed when our ego is threatened. The ego, yes, the ego. It's so natural and common, it happens oftentimes without us even knowing. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being open to anything outside of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The SWYM developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in and swim.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, hold on a second. Ah, there you are. Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. We are live and on the air right now. And I'm talking tonight. I'm talking about talking. Is this a good time?
You're talking about talking.
Yes, that's what the live stream is about.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good time.
Okay, good. So, hold on a second. Let me just get me some jam going. Okay, I had another caller earlier, and I was talking about my experience abroad. As you know, as my good old buddy, I went abroad over the summer, and I spent some time in a foreign country, and it was great. And I want to talk about, what people ask me all the time. Why did you pick Colombia? Why did you go over there? Aren't you scared? And my answer would always be, well, Canada is way too cold. Africa is really far. And Australia had quite a few things going on that I just really didn't want to be a part of. And that Colombia spoke, a dialogue of Spanish that I thought I could pick up pretty quick. And it was really close. It was a 3-hour flight. And I'm like, okay, that's where I'll go. I'll do something different. So when I went over there, I had all intentions of writing my book, working on my third CD project. Of course, the book took front seat. The CD took back seat. I'm still going to work on the CD. But I'm finishing up the editing part of the book right now, and it was great. And now that all that's done and over, I'm back and I'm reflecting. I'm missing it and kind of wanting to go back and actually planning to spend some more time there. And I was talking about why. And I'm going to share that with you now. And I just want your feedback on it. While I was there, I noticed a difference in the scenery. There's a hill everywhere. Even your neighbors, like down the, I don't even want to call it a street, I'll say over the hill. Everywhere you go, you're either uphill or downhill. You can't be anywhere and not see a mountain somewhere in sight. The greenery, it's just so green. There's different shades of green, different types of flowers and plants and birds and, wildlife. Everywhere is a farm somewhere. Of course, in the city, it's real city. But, I spent a lot of time in the rural areas, and it was country, but not country. But it was great. One thing I noticed more than anything is how I felt. And as I was telling my other friend on the other line, my other caller, I didn't feel the deeply rooted, if I could use the word, discrimination. I'll use that word. The discrimination as a result of my skin color. I know that my country, I'm proud to be an American. I'll keep saying that 1,000 times. But I do know that this country is built strongly on slavery. And there was a great deal of discrimination, skin color discrimination that came with that time of slavery. And it's still in the fabric of who we are. Yes, we've come a long ways, and there is no slavery as we knew it. But there are some things that some great levels of discrimination. And I'm not saying that it's not there either. But being a man of color in the USA, being in a different country, I didn't feel it as much as I was saying with my other caller. There is no slavery there. There's no Jim Crow. There's no Martin Luther King. I was there on the 4th of July, and, they didn't celebrate that. I was kind of peeking at the TV to see what the USA was doing, but I didn't get to see much of that. But there wasn't any cotton fields or, anything. I didn't see any of that. And again, I don't know enough about that culture to know what they do have, in their fabric and their history. I'm sure, like all countries and like every family, there's some ugly stuff that they're not proud of. Because if you talk to many of the natives there, they talk about how, the government is, a certain way. And we all complain about our leaders in some kind of way. But I'm talking about me personally. There's a certain thing that I did not feel that I feel here in the USA, and it has to do with a high level of discrimination. I'm sure it's there, but I didn't feel it there. Rumor has it that most of the natives there, when you see a gringo or an American, you're in a different class because of your financial status, not your skin color. And because the American dollar does go a little farther there, they think that Americans are rich or, a little more well off, than the average, native there. And that's true in some ways. I don't think, Americans that are particularly on vacation are any richer than them, but because when we're there, we get to spend American dollars and they just go a little farther. And it just seems like, we have a whole lot more, and we do while we're there. But if you're working there and you're making pesos and you're spending pesos, it's not quite the same. So I understand why they see us the way they do, and why, American dollars do go a little farther in countries where the American dollar is stronger. But my whole point was how I felt. I want to go back, and I want to spend some more time there because of what I felt. I felt freer there. Maybe it was just a fluke, and that's why I'm going to go back and find out. And if it was, then I can come on back here. But if not, I'm going to spend some more time there. I just kind of wanted to get your feedback because, I don't want to act like I'm mad and I'm just running away because I'm mad or I'm butthurt about something. No, I just felt different. I felt, appreciated. People were nice. They were kind to me. They didn't look at my skin color because some of them over there, they're dark too. And even the non-dark, natives there, they have family members that look just like me, and they don't discriminate against them the same way, we do here, even against amongst our own shade of people, for lack of a better word. So I just kind of wanted to your thoughts. I was telling my other caller, this week and this year has been, up and down. I had some things. Everybody's been going through stuff, but I particularly had my own battles with some personal things I've been dealing with. And I was feeling a little down, and I wanted to talk to my mother because, my mother didn't have a lot, but she gave me more than I would have gotten if she wasn't around. And if she was here right now, I know that I could get a word from my mother that would make me feel a little better about everything that I'm going through. So when I have really close friends, I call you all my angels, when I can reach out and talk to you. I appreciate you. Just kind of wanted your thoughts on, what I was experiencing in regards to feeling that way. So now you can go.
Well, first of all, I think it's wonderful. I'm proud of you. I think it's a great thing to be able to travel and experience difference. And when I say that, it's because when you're accustomed to something, you were talking about things being woven in the fabric. When you think about it, in a way, we've been conditioned a certain way, but when we go other places and we experience freedom, that's wonderful. I think what you were talking about, the history. Every country has history, and what we call spiritual mapping is to go back and look at what has transpired in that country. How did it come about? Who actually founded it? How and what? All of those things, you begin to research and see. It helps you to get a better feel. You know what you felt naturally, but it gives you something that you can look at foundationally and determine, okay, is this what I'm going to have to deal with? When we look at the United States, and that's not that I'm critical of the United States. I love America as well. But I am critical on some of the things that has transpired. And when you go back in history and you see how certain things came about, then you can kind of see why things are the way they are today. And it's the same way with any other country or any other region or territory that you go into. Studying the history of that territory will give you better insight
I
to
have all,
the
by the way,
why.
not to cut you off. Again, I feel like, you don't even know what's going on because I heard that. And I really don't. I just know how I felt. And, not that I'm one
Right.
who don't let my feelings, control me, but there was a different
Hmm.
type of freedom and expression that I felt there. So again, no, I don't know a lot of things about, the history, the culture, and it could be bad. Maybe I could be in the wrong place, but I just didn't feel that. And I'll know in due season because I do want to spend some more time there and I do want to go back and visit. But anyway, I hope you can remember what you were saying.
Oh well, yeah. I basically was saying about studying the history of a place gives you more insight to the nature of it, and and I know what you felt. I can relate to what you're saying, for as what you felt as being an African American black into a place that you really don't feel any kind of restrictions or limitations. I hope I'm saying that. Um,
No, 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 I get
where
you.
you can, okay, so I can understand that, and I can understand your joy in that. Just having a joy about the fact that you don't have to worry about certain things or feel a certain way. Well, I can't say that or I can't do that because I'm African American or whatever. But getting the history of that place helps you to understand better the nature of it. And once you, and I think that would be good for you to do. That's what I would advise you to do as a friend, not because I don't want you to feel, oh, this is the wrong place, or maybe I shouldn't handle that. But like you said, you went there, you know how you felt comfortable. That's wonderful. Um, but there may be something that you may have to contend with because you have to find out the nature of the place.
Hmm.
And I do that even in traveling to different cities that I've never been to before or states that I've never traveled to before. If I'm going there for the first time, I want to know a little bit about the history. And then when I give the history of the place, then I can better understand why certain things happen.
Hmm. Well,
You know
all
what
I
I'm
knew,
saying?
one of my friends over there said, they're known for being the poorest people, but the happiest people. And then I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that, there's a lot of people that live, I don't want to say in poverty because they seem happy. Some of the, people that I saw and, the work that they do, it's not like here in America. It's a little different. They will be glad to go and do some of the work that, we get shy away from.
Sean.
But they were
Yeah, yeah.
kind and they were nice. And don't get me wrong, I got my phone lifted out of my back pocket, so there's not. I'm not saying it was all just beautiful. And then there's places
Perfect.
over there that you
Mm-hmm.
just like here. In some places you don't want to be hanging out too much. But
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, people were nice and they were kind and they were humble. And I did feel different energy.
Well, let me say this. A lot of people determine wealth by dollars, but that's not wealth.
Yep,
We-
I got
Wealth
my
is
lesson in
me.
that.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
It's
I
not
spoke to
about the
some
money.
some of the natives were like really, really close. The guy that
Mm-hmm.
I lived with on his property, we had many conversations, about people working just to eat and working not to go on vacation or to send their kids to college, working just so that they could have clothes and food, and they were happy with that. The family bonds
Mm-hmm.
there was just like, not like my family for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
but it's like just I just the experience was just cool, and I'm just gonna go and enjoy some more of it.
And
So
I think you should. I would advise you to. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit jealous. If I could, I would.
yeah, I do hear
I
that
think
too.
it's a
It's like not
wonderful.
everybody's been able. Well, I had been planning this for a while. Again, an opportunity
Mhm.
came for me to be able to do it, and I took advantage of it. And I have no regrets. So
Mhm.
yeah, but you can come and visit if I get back over there and I get settled a little bit, because I do plan on spending some more time there. You're more than welcome to bring all your family and your folks. But y'all can only stay about 3 days. You know that, right?
You gonna put a limit on me?
4 days max, 5 days. 6
Got to
days.
go, huh?
Yeah. Well, I didn't say that. No, if I got it, you got it.
Well, I would be more than happy to visit with you. I think that it's a joy to be able to go somewhere and really feel that freedom that you felt. And and I was raised in the country. Um, I can identify with the growing of crops and this and that. See, I was born on a farm, so you know, um, we um, we grew corn and all that stuff. And I was young, and when I got to be a teenager, and I didn't want to do that no more. I made up in my mind, man, I'm leaving the country and I ain't coming back.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
I
I
had
can identify.
no, go ahead.
I can identify with that. The working for survival, because the farmers, they're planning, and that's their life. That's all they do, and that's what they depend on is the crops. And I can identify with that simple lifestyle, which I can appreciate now more so than when I was younger. Um, I really appreciate that. And it does, because families have a tendency, they begin to work together to harvest and things like that. And even extended family get involved, and it brings everyone closer.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well,
And I think that's wealth.
you think that's what?
That's a type of wealth.
Oh, it is. No doubt. Again,
Hmm.
I hung out with some people, their family was what they had, and that's what they value. Spending time
Hmm.
with their family, good food, and loving on each other. And I gave me a different
Hmm.
way, to look at it. But anyway, you know, um, I just kind of enjoyed it, and I kind of want to go back and get some more of it.
But
I don't
I,
think I'm ever gonna.
I wish
I'm
you,
Say it again.
I wish you much success. I pray that you, and this is from this is on the real. I pray that you find yourself settled there and at peace, because that'll be a place where you can accomplish some of the things, the goals that you have set. Um, that will be a place that you can do that.
Awesome. I received that. And on that note, I'm gonna go. I want to, talking about goals. Last year, when last year started, it was the year before that I started doing the live stream, the COVID concert series from the Hollywood home studio. That was cool. And the spinoff was, to come and sit in front of the camera. Not so much for anybody to see me. It's kind of therapy for me to speak and talk. And I'm not doing anything that I thought I would be doing. I thought I would be doing so much more, and I plan on doing so much more. I kind of set it up a little different. I've got my music going on. I've got my mic where, I'm not using the computer mic, and I just have so many things that I want to do. This ability to analyze and reason is kind of in me, and I want to pursue that, on a larger scale. I say all the time, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. I just believe that you can get to the bottom of any situation if you talk, and if you present information in the form
Right.
of facts and maybe even proof. You can really settle some things. So I kind of want to be that
Hmm.
guy who will listen to this side and then listen to that side, and then analyze situations based on truth and facts as it relates to universal principles, points of references, and maybe even the law. And you can't run away from it. It's hard when your feelings are involved, your emotions, are
Right.
involved. That's how we keep fussing and fighting, because we want what we want and we don't like what this, that. But when you lay it all on the line, you have to be okay with what is. When the dirt settles, or the whatever, you have to be okay with what rises to the top and what settles on the bottom. And I just kind of want to be that guy that listens, maybe not a mediator, but an analyzer. And I'm going to pursue that. And I'm going to do it in the form of, my live streams. And I don't care if I do have only 6 people watching. I'm just going to do it because some of my favorite YouTubers, I remember when they had 6, and now they have, 6 million. So when you're called to do something, you continue to pursue it. And I know me, everything that I get into, I kind of dig into it and don't stop until I get to, to the bottom, the top. Well, is it the bottom or the top? If you're digging, you're going to the bottom. But if you're climbing, well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, hold on. Let's see. My sister said, change is good. Keep your eyes and ears open and on the go. If you search for wrong, you're sure going to find it. Well, I'm not going to be searching for wrong. And Maoshi says, some countries' wealth has little to do with money and everything to do with interpersonal relationships. You never forget how people make you feel. Never. That's true. And I'm going to close on that note. I don't remember everything that happened. I know how I feel, and I know how I feel here. I've been in places where, I know that I didn't get treated a certain way, and it wasn't because I wasn't qualified or, even able. But I'm going to leave it at that. The point is which is the title of this live stream. I'm doing something about it instead of complaining or just feeling sad. I think the only chance I get is to do something about it, and it was a big step when I did it before, and it's going to be an even bigger step doing it again. But this is my version of doing something about it, and I hope I'm able to have a good report in the end. I love you so much. Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
And don't be so hard to reach, man. You know how hard it was to get a hold of you? It was like going through, it's like, come on, man. Why you treat me like that? Answer the phone, man, and call me back. I be needing you sometimes. But I think you heard me say, hey, I need you. Because I kind of wanted to talk to my mama. And, you like a sister to me in many ways. I appreciate you. And I know you hear me when I speak, even though you don't be listening to me half the time. So.
Well, I want you to hear this. Leave from the familiar. Listen to this. Leave from the familiar that you may grow.
Amen. I received that. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Love
you have
you,
yourself
brother.
a good night. All right. We'll talk soon. Love you too. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you have it, my friends. I'm going to go out with Jammin' in the Valley. This is a song that's on my 2009 CD, simply entitled Milk and Honey. Go and get it at my website, travisbridges.com, or at Apple Music or CD Baby. It's still good. I remember my first CD was just my first time. I was just trying to make a point. The second one, I was able to build on that. But I'm going to tell you right now, look into these eyes. Third CD is going to be about that fire. So, pray for me as I continue to work on that. It's on the way. It's coming. Maybe I'll do a book release and a third CD release. You never know. But anyway, instead of talking about it anymore, I'm definitely going to do something about it. I'm going to see what's out there and just keep moving. Nothing's stopping me. And as she said, if she had the opportunity, she would do it too. Not everybody can. And even those that can, sometimes they won't. Fear has a way of keeping us from doing so many things. Am I nervous? Yes. Am I afraid? Maybe a little bit. But I'm going to overcome those fears and step out there. I think, that country and abroad, even other countries and cities, would love to hear my music. I, only played my saxophone in the house, and I didn't get out. And I saw many places where it's like, man, they would love to hear what I have to offer. And I believe it would be received well. So once I do get back, if I'm able to do that, I will start playing a little more. I can still work from anywhere, and I will do that too. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Until the next time, you take good care of yourself. Okay? Find somebody that you need to say I love you to, and don't just say it, but show it to them. Aight? Mayoshi, thank you so much. Kimberly, thank you. Robin, appreciate you. Tasha, thanks for finally showing up. All right. Everybody else that will watch maybe later, thank you. Appreciate it. Good night.